A series of protests have swept the globe in recent days, from South America to Asia to the Middle East. In Chile, as many as 8 people have died in widespread unrest that has rocked the country. President Sebastián Piñera has canceled the subway fee hike that initially sparked the protests, but demonstrators continue to increase, with a national strike called for today. Piñera declared a state of emergency in Santiago and 5 other cities over the weekend, imposing a curfew and sending the military in the streets in response to civil unrest for the first time since dictator Augusto Pinochet's nearly 20-year regime. At least 1,400 protesters have been detained across Chile. Meanwhile, in London, up to 1 million people gathered outside the Palace of Westminster to reject Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. It was one of the largest public demonstrations in British history. Massive anti-government protests are also growing in Lebanon, with reports of well over 1 million people pouring into the streets Sunday. Prime Minister Hariri has given his coalition government a deadline of today to agree on reforms to appease the demonstrators, but many are already calling for his ouster.
We want the 3 of them to leave: the President Michel Aoun, the Prime Minister Saud Hariri, and the Speaker Berry. If they don't leave, we will stay on the streets. We're going to sleep here.
That's Lebanese protester Hiba Zubeidi. In Haiti, demonstrators are also calling for the ouster of the government there. At least 30 people have been killed in widespread unrest in recent weeks, with protesters demanding the resignation of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. In Hong Kong, hundreds of thousands of people flooded the streets Sunday as young people continue to call for more autonomy from Beijing. In Azerbaijan, dozens of people were arrested in protest Sunday against corruption, a lack of democracy, and low salaries. In Barcelona, Spain, demonstrations continue following last week's jailing of 9 separatist leaders over Catalonia's 2017 bid for independence. And in Pakistan, thousands marched through the streets of Islamabad Sunday to express solidarity with the people of Kashmir.
Today, 8 million people are victims to curfew in occupied Kashmir. After the passing of 75 days, people remain under siege at their homes. This rally is to shake the conscience of the international community so that they can pay attention to the issue and Kashmiri people can get their fundamental right to self-determination.
That was protester Raja Mateb Ashraf. In August, India withdrew Kashmir to semi-autonomous status, detaining thousands of people, cutting off all internet and other communications. The moves heightened tensions between the 2 nuclear-armed powers, India and Pakistan. At least 9 people were killed over the weekend as India and Pakistan exchanged fire over the line dividing the disputed territory.